I used to think successful people were lying to me. You know the type. The entrepreneur who built $1 million company while you're struggling to stick to a morning routine. The athlete who never misses a workout while you can't make it past day 3. The writer who publishes every single week while yours sits abandoned for months. I thought they had some secret genes, some hidden advantage, or access to willpower supplements the rest of us didn't know about. Then I discovered something that changed everything. These people aren't superhuman. They're not more disciplined. They don't have better genetics or stronger willpower. What they have is so simple, so boring, that most people completely overlook it. Yet it's more powerful than talent, more reliable than motivation, and more predictable than luck. They've mastered the single most underestimated force in human achievement: consistency. Not the flashy, Instagram-worthy kind of consistency that burns out in 2 weeks. I'm talking about relentless, boring, show-up-every-single-day consistency that transforms ordinary people into unstoppable forces of nature. This isn't just about building habits. Consistency is the invisible superpower that separates the top 1% from everyone else. It's the difference between dreaming and doing, between wanting and having, between being average and being extraordinary. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how they weaponized it, how you can steal their system, and why everything you think you know about building habits is probably wrong. We live in an age of what I call discipline theater. Those Instagram posts of someone waking up at 4 a.m., doing a 2-hour workout, meditating for an hour, then crushing a 12-hour workday. The message is clear. If you want success, you need iron willpower and endless motivation. This is complete nonsense. Dr. B.J. Fogg from Stanford University spent over 20 years studying human behavior, and his research reveals something shocking. Motivation is actually unreliable for creating lasting change. In his book Tiny Habits, Fogg demonstrates that motivation fluctuates like the weather. It's high on Monday morning and non-existent by Wednesday afternoon. The people you admire, the ones with seemingly superhuman consistency, aren't relying on motivation at all. They've discovered what psychologists call automaticity. When behaviors become automatic, they require virtually no mental energy or willpower to execute. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need a motivational speech to do it. You don't rely on discipline. You just do it because it's automatic. That's the secret we're after. MIT researchers discovered that our brains actually create neural pathways for repeated behaviors. The more you repeat an action, the less conscious effort it requires. It literally becomes easier over time. But the part that will blow your mind is this: the size of the action doesn't matter for habit formation. What matters is the repetition. Dr. Stephen Geis proved this with his 1 push-up challenge. Instead of trying to do 50 push-ups every day, he committed to doing just 1. That's it. 1 single push-up. Some days he'd do more, but the minimum was always 1. 6 months later, he was doing full workout routines without even thinking about it. Why? Because the tiny action created the neural pathway, and the pathway grew stronger with each repetition. Now, let's talk about why tiny consistency creates superhuman results. It's something mathematicians call the compound effect, but it applies far beyond money. Darren Hardy, in his research on high achievers, found that small, consistent actions create exponential results over time. He studied 2 groups of people. Group 1 made dramatic changes but couldn't sustain them. Group 2 made tiny changes but maintained them consistently. After 1 year, Group 2 had achieved dramatically better results in every measured category: health, wealth, relationships, career advancement. The tiny, boring changes won every single time. Consider this example. Reading for just 15 minutes per day equals approximately 18 books per year. That puts you in the top 1% of readers in most countries. 15 minutes. That's less time than most people spend choosing what to watch on Netflix. James Clear documented this phenomenon perfectly when he said, "We overestimate what we can accomplish in 1 day and underestimate what we can accomplish in 1 year." The compound effect is why consistency becomes a superpower. Framework number 1. The 2-minute rule. Your first practical tool for building superhuman consistency comes from David Allen, the productivity expert, who discovered what he calls the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. But we're going to twist this for habit formation. Whatever habit you want to build, scale it down to something you can do in 2 minutes or less. Want to start exercising? Don't plan a 1-hour workout. Plan to put on your workout clothes. That's it. Want to start meditating? Don't aim for 20 minutes. Sit quietly for 2 minutes. Want to start writing? Don't plan to write 1,000 words. Write 1 paragraph. The goal isn't the action itself. The goal is to establish the neural pathway. Once the pathway exists, expansion becomes natural and effortless. Framework number 2, environmental design. Stanford psychologist Dr. Wendy Wood spent decades studying why some people maintain habits while others fail. Her research revealed something crucial. Environment shapes behavior more than willpower ever could. She found that people who successfully maintain habits don't rely on self-control. Instead, they design their environment to make good choices automatic and bad choices difficult. Want to eat healthier? Don't keep junk food in your house. Want to exercise more? Sleep in your workout clothes. Want to read more? Put books everywhere and hide your phone charger in another room. The ancient Stoic philosophers understood this principle. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Change your environment and your behavior will follow." Framework number 3, the identity shift method. Most people get consistency completely wrong. They focus on outcomes instead of identity. Dr. Katie Milkman from Wharton Business School conducted studies showing that people who tie habits to their identity maintain them 3 times longer than those who focus on results. Instead of saying, "I want to lose weight," say, "I am someone who takes care of their body." Instead of, "I want to read more," say, "I am a reader." Instead of, "I want to exercise," say, "I am an athlete." When you shift your identity, your actions align automatically. You don't have to convince yourself to do things that fit your identity. You just do them because that's who you are. The Bible speaks to this principle in Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7. "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." Your internal identity drives your external actions. Now for the uncomfortable reality check. Most people fail at consistency because they're addicted to dramatic change. They want the Hollywood montage, the transformation story, the before and after photos. But real change is boring. It's doing the same small thing every day when nobody's watching, when you don't feel like it, when there's no immediate reward. Dr. Angela Duckworth's research on grit revealed that the highest achievers aren't the most talented, they're the most consistent. They show up every day, especially when they don't want to. What she discovered is this: the people who achieve extraordinary results have learned to find satisfaction in the process, not just the outcome. They've learned to love the boring work. There are 3 things that will destroy your consistency faster than anything else. First, perfectionism. Perfectionists quit the moment they break their streak. They miss one day and decide the whole system is broken. But research from Dr. Christine Carter shows that building in forgiveness actually strengthens habit formation. Plan for imperfection and you'll maintain consistency longer. Second, complexity. The more complex your system, the more likely you are to quit. Dr. Fogg's research proves that simplicity trumps everything else in behavior change. Keep it stupid simple. Third, lack of tracking. What gets measured gets managed. Dr. Teresa Amabile from Harvard found that simply tracking progress increased performance by an average of 25%. Use a simple calendar and mark an X for each day you complete your tiny action. Throughout history, the most successful societies understood the power of consistency. The Roman Empire wasn't built through dramatic gestures, but through consistent daily practices. Roman soldiers trained the same way, every day, for years. Aristotle wrote, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit." He understood 2,000 years ago what modern neuroscience is just proving. Buddhist monks have practiced meditation consistently for over 2,500 years. They don't meditate because they feel motivated, they meditate because it's what they do. It's their identity. The prophet Zechariah understood the power of small beginnings when he wrote in chapter 4 verse 10, "Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." This ancient wisdom perfectly captures why tiny habits work. Most people despise small beginnings because they seem insignificant. One push-up feels pointless when you want to be fit. Reading for 5 minutes feels worthless when you want to be smart. But Zechariah reveals the truth. Small beginnings are not to be despised because they contain the seed of everything great. The work begins with the smallest action, and that's where transformation starts. Your practical roadmap to building superhuman consistency has 5 steps. Step 1. Choose one tiny habit. Make it so small you'd feel stupid not doing it. Write it down specifically, not exercise more, but do 5 push-ups after I brush my teeth. Step 2. Attach it to an existing habit. This is called habit stacking. Dr. Fogg's research shows that linking new behaviors to established routines increases success rates by 70%. Step 3. Track it visually. Get a calendar and mark an X for every day you complete your tiny action. The visual progress becomes addictive. Step 4. Celebrate small wins. Dr. Fogg found that positive emotions after completing a behavior strengthen the neural pathway. Do a little victory dance. Say yes out loud or smile. It sounds silly, but it works. Step 5. Focus on identity, not outcomes. Ask yourself, what type of person would do this action? Then become that person. Remember, you're not trying to change your life overnight. You're trying to become the type of person who does small things consistently. The life change is just a side effect. When you master consistency, people start calling you disciplined, motivated, or lucky. They'll ask for your secrets, your hacks, your special techniques. But you'll know the truth. You just showed up every day and did one small thing. While everyone else was looking for shortcuts, you were building neural pathways. While they were waiting for motivation, you were creating automaticity. Consistency isn't glamorous. It doesn't make for inspiring social media posts. But it's the closest thing to an actual superpower that exists in the real world. Start today. Choose one tiny action. Do it tomorrow, and the day after that. Don't focus on the results, focus on becoming the person who shows up consistently. Because the person you become through the process of consistency, that's your real superpower.